Welcome. Today is Tuesday, June the 4th, and we are back in the saddle. And there are a couple of stocks over at Briefing we want to take a look at. Now, these came out yesterday after the market closed, making today their trading day, their proving day. So we want to take a look at a few charts and just see if these things are making the type of chart patterns we like to see to be able to trade them. Now, the first one we're going to look at here is MCHP. So let's go and see what their event is. And it looks like their next earnings release date is August the 1st after the market closes. And so, yeah, this is good. This is something we could potentially put a trade on for. But let me go back and take a little bit closer look at their actual numbers. And for the first quarter, the estimate was 51 cents. They're going to do between 52 and 56. So, yeah, not too bad. Let's look at a chart on MCHP. This has all the makings of a trade so far. Okay, and so here we see a trade that has taken a reasonable downturn, but then in November of last year, it started turning toward the sky again. Looks like they got a pretty good pop here on this earnings date, and then it's just been consolidating for the last couple of months. March, April, May, really almost into June, into today. It's just been on that consolidation train, well, with a little bit of a dip, and fighting to get over this line of resistance right in here. And guess what? It does. Right here today, we've got a new 52-week high, that high of 38.35, and we've broken out of this line of resistance. And so this looks good. This looks like a climber on the year chart. If we drill down and take a look at the 5-day chart, okay, not exactly the pattern I like to see. Not exactly the volume pattern I like to see either. But nonetheless, new 52-week high, which means there's probably an opportunity coming into tomorrow, the next day, because in all likelihood, this thing's going to go up and create another new 52-week high. They tend to come in threes. And so I'd expect to see this happen and possibly happen again over the course of the next, 2 to 3 weeks. So that looks like a trade I'm going to take. I'm going to try to put an options play on that and try to buy myself a month or two controlling this stock. Try to get in as close to that $37 figure as I can. Put the stop down here. What was the low? 36.34. Put the stop at about 36 and target about 39. That looks like a pretty good trade. Let's go back to our list, and we see that the next one is ABM and fiscal year 13 instead of $1.40. They're going to do between $1.40 $1.50. So almost in line guidance. Let's take a look at their event and see just why they chose to announce this today. And the next earnings release date is September the 2nd after the market. So, all right. Looks like they announced this morning beat by 3 cents. And then guides above consensus afterward for the fiscal year. Well, you never know until you look at a chart. And the year chart shows a pretty steady climber again from the end of last year, November, December. We're climbing up, earnings mishap, a little bit of a hiccup in here, which we have overcome. And we've created a pretty strong new 52-week high. That high is $26.38. So let's take a look at a little bit tighter chart. And on the tighter chart, yeah, this is actually exactly the type of chart I like to see. That is a new 52-week high for this thing. It's humming along on relatively spare volume. Odd little volume spike here, not sure what that is. But then coming into today, we had good, solid, steady volume through the course of the day today. So in all likelihood, I'm going to give this another day or two and just get a feel for if it feels buoyant or if it feels heavy. It looks really good. It looks like the ones we try to trade. In all likelihood, I'm going long on this at about 25 and a half right in here. And I'm going to target at least this high point of 26 and a half. But there again, it's a 52-week high. They usually come in threes. Over the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to see this happen probably 1 or 2 more times, maybe more. And, maybe this thing's going to get into, a good strong updraft and keep on carrying along. But yeah, I'm going to go long on this one. I kind of like this one. Take a little bit of a position. Get in here at about 25 and a half. I'm going to target about 28. Just for fun, let's back way out and see what this thing has done over the course of 5 years. Yeah, and this is actually a good sign as well. It has been, rolling up and down for quite some time, but this new 52-week high is not this 5-year high, right? And so that's what you want to look at. Is this thing going to have to print incredibly high watermarks in order for you to make any money? Now, how long has this thing been traded? Let's back out a little farther. And 2005, yeah. Here we go. After 10 years, we got a high of 31.20. And so really, I'm gonna revise my estimate. I'm not looking for a new all-time high. So I'm in at 25.5. I'm out at probably 28. I think we can beat this peak. If we beat this peak, we'll probably go up and tickle with this. But I'm probably out at 28, 29. Let's go back and take a look at briefing and look at the third one. GIII. I'm thinking, yeah, I've never traded this. Not familiar with this one at all. Fiscal year 14, the estimate is $3.20. They're in line up to $3.30 for the year. So you never know. Let's look at a chart. And the yearly shows a 52-week high, 3 for 3. Wow, this is a good-looking day. Good day to be alive. Man, this is a meaty jump here. Look at that. Wow, that thing opened at 46.48, and the high was 51.97. So not a bad day on the market for these guys. GIII Apparel Group. Don't know if I'm saying that right or what they're actually called. I'll have to look into these guys a little bit more. What's interesting, though, is they had monstrous volume, right? Monster volume. 2 million shares traded today after, carrying a 15-day average, what this little moving average is down here, of about 137,000, right? Coming into, what's this one? 145, climbing a little bit. And then they did 2 million shares, right? And so that's indicative of somebody with some fairly deep pockets is very interested in this stock. Let's drill down to the 5-day chart and see what you have done for me lately here. And wow, yeah, perfect. This is just exactly the type of chart we like to see. This is one that I'm gonna take a position on. Wow, 3 for 3. Pretty humble volume in the days before the pre-announcement here. And then you have this massive pop of volume after the pre-announcement last night. And all of a sudden, look, somebody new is at the party. Convincing bull pennant here, and it is in fact fluttering up to hit that new 52-week high in the closing half hour. So that looks really good. That's one we're probably going to take a position on. Once again, let's back out a little farther than usual. Take a look at that 5-year chart and see if we're making all-time high watermarks here. And yeah, and we are. And this is nerve-wracking. This is nerve-wracking for me as well. I usually like to set a target based on what's happened in the past. And what's happened in the past is they've never seen this in the past. Let's roll back a little farther. I don't know how long these guys have actually been traded, but for the 10-year stops at 2005, and this is a pretty classic looking Elliott wave situation here. We got a 1 wave up at peaks. We have a 2 wave retracement almost down to where it was. Massive, strong, meaty 3rd wave. The retracement for the 4th, and now an extended 5th. Now the good news in all of that is since the 5th has overtaken the 3rd, in all likelihood there's a few more dollars in here. And remember, that's what we're looking for. I like to make a few dollars on each instrument. I like to make it within a couple, 3 months of becoming involved with the thing. And I like to leverage my position with options. I want to get in, get out, get paid. All right, 3 for 3 today, guys. That is really good news. So trade wisely, follow your rules, and I will keep you updated as things progress.